on Mother's Day, Sunday. I'll be joined in a minute by Susan Galleymore, the author of a new book on Mother's Day, speaking out about war and terror. First, I want to play an excerpt of a short film by Robert Greenwald called Mother's Day for Peace. It features dramatic reading of Julia Ward Howe's Mother's Day proclamation, which was written in 1870, protesting the carnage of the Civil War, with readings featuring Felicity Huffman, Christine Lottie, Fatima Saleh, Ashraf Salaman, Vanessa Williams, Alfre Woodard. It begins with Gloria Steinem.
Mother's Day really was, in its origin, an anti-war day, an anti-war statement. Julia Ward Howe was sickened by what had happened during the Civil War, the loss of life, the carnage, and she created Mother's Day as a call for women all over the world to come together and create ways of protesting war, of making a kind of alternate government that could finally do away with war as an acceptable way of solving conflict.
Arise then, women of this day. Arise, all women who have hearts. Whether your baptism be of water or of tears,
say firmly, we will not have questions answered by irrelevant agencies. Our husbands will not come to us reeking of carnage for caresses and applause.
Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience. We,
the women of one country, are too tender to those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs. From the bosom of the devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own. It says, disarm.
Disarm.
Disarm. The sword of murder is not the balance of justice. Blood
does not wipe our dishonor, nor violence indicate possession. As men have
often forsaken the plow and the anvil at the summons of war, let women now leave all that may be left of home for a great and earnest day of council.
Let them meet first as women to bewail and to commemorate the dead. Let them solemnly take counsel with each other
as to the means whereby the great human family can live in peace.
Each bearing after his own time the sacred impress, not of Caesar, but of God.
In the name of womanhood and
humanity, I earnestly ask that a General Congress of Women without limit of nationality
may be appointed and held at some place deemed most convenient.
And at the earliest period consistent with its objects.
To promote the alliance of the different nationalities,
the amicable settlement of international questions,
the great and general interest of peace.
A dramatic reading of Julia Ward Howe's Mother's Day proclamation. My final guest is longtime passing Mothers Speak Out About War and Terror author Susan Galleymore, who went to visit her son in Iraq. On this day leading up to Mother's Day, your comments.
Well, I want to just reiterate everything that David Barstow just said, because I feel like we, the people, don't understand what's going on in these wars. We don't understand who the people are that we're fighting. We don't understand who the Iraqis are. We don't understand who the Afghan people are. And we, the mothers of this country, need to learn. So what I would like to say to mothers this Mother's Day is, instead of going out for brunch, say to your family, let's stay home and learn who these people are. Let's learn what these wars are about. Let's learn why, for example, someone like Anwar Jawad would have her whole family slaughtered on the streets by people, our troops. So let's learn who the Afghan people are. Why did we just have 150 civilians killed in Afghanistan? They called it a random shooting incident in Baghdad when people are killed in the street. What do they call it when we bomb people in Afghanistan, civilians, women and children? We need to understand this, and I want the mothers of the United States to understand that we can stay home instead of go out for brunch and learn about this. And we can learn why our children in the military want to get out of there so desperately.
You visited your son in Iraq.
I did.
Did he know you were coming?
He did. He wasn't very pleased about it, but I wanted to say to my kid, don't do anything in this country that you'll be ashamed of, because it will haunt you for the rest of your life. And we see that now with the young people coming home, killing themselves, traumatized. We need to understand why that is happening.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Susan Galleymore, for joining us. Her book is called Long Time Passing, Mothers Speak About War and Terror in this lead up to Mother's Day. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. And a correction on our headlines. We misidentified Bob Kerrey, the outgoing president of the New School, as a former Republican senator. He was a former Democratic senator and presidential candidate. Well, if you'd like a copy of today's show, you can go to our website at democracynow.org. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Berkshire, Photo Caduce, Aaron Mata, Angelique Comet, Steve Martinez, Nicole Salazar, Honey Massoud, and Robbie Karen, Mike DeFilippo, Miguel Noguera, Peter Curry's our engineer. Special thanks also to Becca Staley, Nick Illa, Hugh Grant, Samantha Chambly, Jess O'Noor, John Randolph, Jose Miranda, Laura Chipley, Travis Collins, Kieran Krug Meadows, Raquel Penny, Vesta Godars, and a very happy birthday to Jess O'Noor. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks so much for joining us.